What's good, YouTube? I'm Nova,
And I'm Quasar, and
we're the
Chronomaly
Chronomaly Kings. Alright, for this video, we're going to be talking about the difference between DDDs, odd eyes, and whether or not they're going to be the next top tier.
Alright, so first off, the new Master of Pendulum deck's coming out in December, which is going to have most of the odd eyes support in it. So if you pick that deck up, you're going to, maybe slap in a couple of other, like, Magician and odd eyes cards that have come out in, like, the recent packs, like Clash of Rebellions, Dimension of Chaos, and then in
Breakers of Shadow.
January, Breakers of Shadow is coming out, so it's going to have a lot of support centered around odd eyes, the Magicians, and even the Performer Pals.
But even if you get 3 structure decks, you still have a really competitive deck.
Yeah, you could just buy 3 of the structure decks, because, like, it's a really good deal. It's $10 a structure deck, so you pay $30, you put together, like, the best cards in all those decks. You get, like, 3 copies of each of the best cards, and you just have, like, already a pretty decently competitive deck right there.
Yeah.
But no, even adding more support, you're just gonna look at, like,
one of the best.
Yeah,
if you add support from Dimensional Chaos, definitely you really.
Like, the Odd Eyes Fusion just came out, and the Vortex Dragon, one of, like, the best fusion monsters to date.
Get wrecked, Fluffle. But the same thing with DDDs. They got Pendulum Dominion, or do they change the name?
Domination now?
Domination. They changed the name like 3 different times.
Yeah.
But once that structure deck comes out, you pick up 3 of them. You have pretty well competitive deck right there.
Support also came out in Dimension of Chaos for them as well.
Yeah.
And, like, you're going to see more support for, like, in Breakers of Shadow as well, too, so.
Yeah, but these decks are going to be really top tier because they both just don't lose advantage and they gain advantage really fast. But it's funny to see how structure decks these days are actually getting really good.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, most people could play these competitive decks now because all you have to do is pick up 3 of the structure decks.
And you have yourself a competitive deck. Yeah, these decks now have a Fusion, Synchro, and XZ, so it focuses on all different types of extra deck summoning.
Oh, and with the new Pendulum, so you got all types of summonings in the deck.
Exactly.
So It's pretty cool if you want to play like a deck that can multitask and do 2 different things at once. You pick up either one of these decks, and you got a really fun deck because both of them are really fun.
Yeah, you can definitely just pick up 3 at your locals, put a deck together, and you might even just top just with those 3 structure decks just because of how strong, like, these structure decks are going to be.
And most structure decks these days as well have started to come with more extra deck monsters than just one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know the Light Swarm extra deck, the Light Swarm structure deck came with just the Michael, but now, like, I know the DDD one's coming with a Fusion and a Synchro. And what's the
Master of Pendulum comes Fusion, Synchro, and XZ. You get 3 different extra deck monsters,
and they're all really good too.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's cool to see, like, you can pick up 3 decks and you pretty well have a pretty well top tier deck.
Exactly.
So
just
it's good
from structure decks.
But once again, the support from the other decks just makes these decks way better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DDDs, they got Hell's Gate, which is just a gate now.
Yeah.
It's not a gate. But with it, you get to search any DDD monster from your deck to your hand.
Absolutely broken. Play 3 copies of it.
You can play, and you can play multiple of them of a turn.
Mm-hmm. So if you activate all 3, you get 3 searches,
which is good. And then on top of that, they've got this new, I forget the card right now, it's in the structure deck, but this new one that lets you take a Pendulum monster from your graveyard and put it on your extra deck, or from your extra deck into your Pendulum zone. So that's really good, because now it's like you don't even have to have the monsters in hand to go to the Pendulum zone, you just place them from the top of the deck.
Just really good recycling ability.
And then they have basically a 1-card fusion, DD Swirl Slime. If it's in your hand, you can discard him plus another DD monster, and you can make a fusion monster. And then his other effect, banish him from the graveyard to special summon 1 from hand, is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And both these decks, my build anyway, for DDDs, focuses on rank 7s and fusions. So rank 7 is obviously one of the most overplayed deck, overpowered ranks. ranks in the game.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, because you get Big Eye, you get Draco Sack is like your main big two, but now there's even Flare.
Flare and
Black Flare.
Yeah. Is that it? Just 3? Well, that's all
Well,
you need. That's all you really need.
I mean, there's still like now for Odd Eyes, you get Odd Eyes Absolute, which is really good because like you can detach one, negate an attack, sort of like a Utopia, but then you get to special summon an Odd Eyes from grave. And then if it ends up being destroyed or sent to the graveyard by any means, you get to special summon an Odd Eyes from your extra deck. It doesn't even have to be face up. You can just pick like one of your, maybe your Vortex Dragon, right? And just special summon it. Because when that's special summoned, you can then target an opponent's monster, return it to hand. So there are like tons of different combos you can pull off.
Plus, it comes in the structure deck.
Exactly.
So it's worth the money.
Mm-hmm.
You play 2 copies. If you play 2 copies of each of the extra deck monsters from the structure deck, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
But these decks are definitely going to be really up there in competitive. So definitely look out for those.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But so, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you guys next time.
Young